On the 21st day, in the 6th month of the year 2012, being the 5th day of the week, it was dawn, and as I was waiting, and these are the visions which my eyes saw when God spoke and revealed His words. Behold, as I was standing in the open space, I saw in my visions mountains surrounding at a distance. It appeared as if it was dusk with dim light. I saw angels standing in rows and lines, in the front and back, and from top to bottom, and all over the mountains. They appeared as if they were waiting and are prepared for war. Behold, a ring of fire in a circular shape appeared in the center of the sky. Those rings gradually grew bigger and bigger until it encircled the entire perimeter of the mountain. Furthermore, another cloud of fire passed by in the sky. Strong winds blew from all four directions. I was standing in the middle. The winds just touched me, but did not push me aside. The intensity was so high that the dust of the earth rose up and filled the sky. Yet, in spite of all these, it did not hurt my eyes, or a single hair of my head swayed. But the wind touched me. However, none of the angels were standing in rows, who seemed to appear as if they are waiting for war, did not get affected because of the wind. Neither their robes moved, nor did it sway away. I saw the angels who were standing in rows, with a drawn sword in their hands, and some angels with flaming torches, and still some holding axes. Still, some were seen having long javelin, and some with long sticks, like the sticks of the shepherds. Some of the angels standing in the top rows were holding axes in their right hand, and other types of weapons that are used in stone sculpting. They also appeared to have their backs, with huge bags made of skin. And there were sledgehammers in the hands of some angels. I was standing in the valley, surrounded by mountains where these angels were standing. There came sounds of trumpet in the sky, one from the east and one from the north. Later, there came sounds of trumpet, one from the south and one from the east. Furthermore, a great sound of an echo was formed and spoke.
Behold, it is time for God to pour out the bowls of His wrath upon the earth. The time is approaching for the Lord to afflict the people of the earth according to their sins, and to render punishment to the people in His righteousness.
At that time, I saw in the skies groups of eagles coming out from all the directions and corners of the sky in countless numbers, as if it were to cover up the entire sky. And peculiar sounds came out from their mouths. Vultures and kites came out from the holes of the mountains and from the rocky dens. Wild creatures came out from the bottom of the mountain to drink the blood and to consume the flesh of humans. Further, that sound spoke loudly from the sky, saying,
Your hunger will be satisfied, and the thirst which made your tongues dry will be quenched. God has prepared the flesh of humans for the belly that was starving in hunger, and blood for the tongues which was in thirst.
At that time, there was a long sound of the trumpets, blowing simultaneously from all the four corners of the sky. On account of the noise, I was terrified and was exhausted in my heart. I covered my face with my robe and the mantle of the robe. At that time, there was a sound in my right side saying,
Is it because of exhaustion of your heart and fear which is gripping your thoughts that you are covering your face? If you cover your face, your eyes would be shut and you will not be able to see completely. Be courageous and keep your heart firm. Keep your face clear and guard your forehead like a rock.
I heard the sound saying,
Rise up and stand straight in front of the vision.
When I heard those words, I gained strength. There was clarity in my heart and healing in my thoughts. I moved my robes away and showed my face in the direction of the vision and stood in front of the vision which was unfolded. As the vision surrounded me, it was all spread in three-dimensional angles. Clouds like a thin sheet of snow surrounded the visions. The strength of the Spirit of God filled me. The snow moved away, and there was clarity in the vision. Behold, a tall angel descended from the center of the sky that was girded with the ring of fire. He was strong and mighty, and his hairs were like the mane of a lion. His looks were like live coals of fire. He appeared 4 times taller than all the other angels who surrounded the mountains which I had seen. 4 angels descended from the 4 directions and surrounded him. Even though they appeared to be strong and mighty, they were not as strong and not as mightier as the angel who was standing in the middle. They all appeared to be little less in power and might. They were standing in the middle of open space surrounding the mountains. That place was just right opposite to where I was standing. The angel who was in the middle looked unto the other angels who had surrounded the mountain and spoke. When he spoke, the mountains shook. His sound was like the sounds of many lions roaring simultaneously. Sound of the tossing waves was also in it. Further, when he spoke, there came from his nostrils smoke and sparks of fire from his mouth. Around me, there were lightning descending from the skies in flashes and strikes. Unlike the ordinary lightning, which disappear quickly, these lightning flashed, stood and remained for few seconds all around me. I was standing by the strength of the Spirit and nothing else. The angel, who was standing in the middle of the valley, began to speak and said, "Are you prepared to execute the righteous wrath of God?" The angels who were on the mountains replied, "We are waiting for the commandment of God to be announced." The mighty angel said, "Where are the angels who shake the foundations of the earth?" At that time, one of the angels standing in the lower rows came forward and said, "We are the ones." In the same manner, the mighty angel again said, "Where are the ones who are going to shake the powers of the heaven, and those who are going to push the efforts of the hands of man, and those who shall gather the clouds together and destroy with lightning and rains?" One of the angels who was standing in rows in the peak of the mountain, having long axes and with sticks like that of a shepherd's stick in their hands, came forth and replied, "We are the ones." Once again the mighty angel spoke, "Where are the ones who are going to send forth the swords that are capable of shedding blood among the races?" For which, one of the angels who was standing in the middle rows of the mountain came forth and replied, "We are the ones." The mighty angel then said, "Where are the ones who are going to topple the mountains and cause its rocks to fall, and open the mouths of the mountains, and cause them to spew out fire and smoke, and cause the green plants and green pastures to dry, and cover the plowlands with ashes in order to turn them into wilderness?" Then one of the angels from the group of armies of angels who was standing in the right side came out of the middle rows and replied, "We are the ones." Again the mighty angel made an half turn about towards his right and said, "Where are the mighty ones who are going to cause turbulence in the seas, who cause the ships to struggle, and cause the waves to roar, and cause the merchants of the seas to go astray, and cause to falter who dwell in the seas? Who prepare the sea to open its mouth to swallow men, cause the waves to rage, and cause them to breach the shores? And by its great strength cause to float the corpses of men? Cause the innumerable fishes of the sea to perish, and bring them to the shores, and cause 1/10 of the fish poisonous, and infect men with deadly diseases?" When he was thus speaking, one of the angels from the underneath of the mountain, that was on to my right side, from the rows that I had seen, came forth and replied, "We are the ones."
Through our legs we are going to stir the seas, and through our hands we are going to fulfill it.
Again the mighty angel said, Where are the mighty ones who shall cause the winds to blow and cause men to falter and cause the floods to overflow and breach the shores and devastate the cities? Cause torrential rains to pour and make the people to suffer great trials, and cause all plants and the buildings which are the hands of men and tall buildings to destruction? Then one of the angels, who did not seem to be standing in the mountain, but from one of the rows of the angels, wearing light blue and light green robes and standing a little higher above, flew to the front and replied, We are the ones,
having authority over the winds and over all the waters of the earth except the seas, and upon the clouds that hold the rains.
The mighty angel raised up his voice again and said, Where are the mighty ones who shall unbound the wild beasts of the earth, that shall overpower men and shall tear them down and consume them? And where are the mighty ones who, on account of God's righteousness, infect the human races with deadly diseases through unknown viruses and terrifying bloodshed? Then from the underneath of the mountain, which was situated on the left, an angel came forth from one of the rows and said, We are the ones
who are meant to unbound and let loose the wild beasts and cause them to overpower men and bring deadly diseases through unknown viruses, and having authority to cause awful deeds among nations and cause bloodshed and make the nations to stumble.
When the mighty angel was speaking to his right and left side, I saw sparks of fire coming out from his mouth, and I was terrified at the sight of the heat of the smoke that came from the breath of his nostrils, and I wished that he must not utter anything at me. Yet in spite of this, he turned to me and spoke. As the words came out of his mouth, I felt as if I was dead in my spirit. I was thrown far away like garbage and fell at a distance like dust. Just my eyes alone were opened, while all the other senses had completely been lost. I was crushed in spirit. Another angel who was beside the mighty angel helped me to stand. My breath returned back to me. I was strengthened to listen to the mighty angel who was speaking unto me. He turned to me and said, Hand over these things that you have seen, and the things you heard with your ears, into the hands such as those who assume responsibility for the people, and to those who raise up their hands and plead, and then by the tears and through the offerings of the censer of the sacrifices, the Lord will relent and shall mitigate the devastations of the lives. Then I turned to him and spoke like the one who speaks without any strength, and said, Lord, neither do I know any such people, nor such people are there in my nation, which you are aware. My Lord, there is nothing of which you have no knowledge. The mighty angel looked unto me and said, I am neither Lord nor God. I am one of his servants, and I am a fellow servant like you. On account of the works that I am supposed to do, I have been strengthened by the Spirit of God and nothing else. Again he opened his mouth and said, Go, such people will appear unto you. They will also appear unto thy brethren. You know them not. People who did not serve the Baals were hidden from the very eyes of Elijah, whose eyes had the ability to know the secrets. Likewise, people who bear the name of God and people who assume responsibility with burden are being hidden from the outward appearances to you. They will appear in large numbers. They shall sacrifice their offerings by filling the censer for this cause. Then the lives of the nations will be saved. However, the destruction are certain. Even though I was anxious to know the details of destructions that are going to occur, I desired not to speak with the angel. After all these things, I was standing in a beautiful green garden. The fruits of the trees were of many colors and with a sweet fragrance that was not found anywhere in the entire earth. That garden is called as Teliayu. The leaves of that garden was very healthy, and its fruits are sufficient enough for anyone to understand and perceive clearly. The scrolls of mysteries of words fulfillment are guarded here. There is a mighty angel known as Sarnasaya to guard this. While I was standing in Teliayu, I met a man of God. He said,
Look, you must eat this scroll of skin, so that your eyes might see clearly, and also to comprehend the secrets.
and having said that, he stretched out a scroll of skin made out of the skin of an animal. I replied him saying, I am not the one who eat flesh. I am unable to eat the skin of the animal. To which he said, This is neither flesh nor the skin of the flesh, but this is spirit and wisdom. Further he said,
The scroll of skin of Teliayu, which you see, is written from the skin of the lamb that is slain. Then I received it and ate it with desire.
The man of God said,
There will be a 1/4 of a time when the powers of the sky shall be shaken, followed by 1/4 of a time of rest, and then again half a time followed by half a time of rest, and 3/4 of a time followed by a 3/4 time of rest. The powers of the sky shall be shaken. At that time, the incidents of the 1/2 of time will be more severe than the incidents of the 1/4 of time, and the consequences of the 3/4 time will be worse than the consequences of the 1/2 time.
At that time, I wrote them with the fingers of my hand. When I wrote them, they all were inscribed in the palms like the scripts written by a writer's pen. Again he said,
Men began the works of their hands in the sand first, and then he continued in the winds. Then later, he executed his works in the skies. God shall dispel the works of man from the skies. On account of this, there will be terrible destructions in the earth. Toxics and smokes would spread forth. Inwardly, there would be terrible destructions, just like the external destructions, which are also more terrible. At that time, the wise men of the earth shall conceal their knowledge and shall spread false things to other men. They would be ashamed as the works of their hands are being dispelled. In order to perform this, mighty angels with long sticks and edges of javelin shall reach the skies. They shall shake the heavenly powers by these weapons. The angels who climb up shall shake the rocks of the sky through their legs and toes and shall cause them to fall on the earth. When they fall on the land, there will be great destructions, and when they fall on the seas, it would turn poisonous. There will be devastations in nations due to rains and snows, and there will be scarcity in the ploughlands. Rivers shall breach their banks, and on account of the floods, there will be destructions at many places. There will be great floods in the islands of Leith, and also in the nation of Summer. At that time, there will be multitudes of people who will lose their houses and wealth. Great calamities have been determined for the creatures. There will be great floods in many parts of the world. There will be great destructions on the islands and also in the nations of Shin and among the habitations of Zonga. Further, the angels of the second row shall cause the swords to penetrate among the races. These swords shall swirl, and they're very sharp. They will be glowing and are capable to kill the creatures. These angels shall execute their judgments thrice in between 1/4 of time and 1/2 time, and shall execute their judgments 4 times in between the time of half season and the time of 3/4 of the time. There shall be screams and chaos in the nations. There will be destructions and riots in the nations. There will be bloodshed and enmity in the nations. Incidents of setting fire and corpses being scattered shall occur. Swords shall penetrate between races and between languages. Swords shall pass through the nations and between the colors of races. Hostility and false news shall hasten up the penetration of the sword. Sword shall also pass through upon those people who have migrated to other nations for their livelihood. Sword shall also pass through among the merchants and the wealthy. Sword shall also pass through among the streets and among the cities. Furthermore, the time for the next type of destroyers to execute their deed shall take place before the time of 1/4 of the time, and at the end of the time of half time. Further, it shall initially occur here and there sporadically, but regularly, and then shall frequently occur before the start of 3/4 of the time, with the speed of the horse, in all the directions. When they begin their deeds, there will be catastrophes in the mountains. Even the mountains of Judah will not be spared. When they extend their hands to the mountains of Judah and the mountain of the Sabaeans, many will say that this is a sign of the God. Behold, you shall hear about the news of volcanoes of the earth erupting. and its fire vomiting ashes. The fire and ash erupting out of the volcano shall cause losses in the nations. They will cover the agricultural lands. On account of its sulfur, the crops and plants shall lose their fruits. Further, there will be destructive disasters in many inhabited mountains. The rocks of the mountains shall move away from their places. There will be landslides and many hills will tremble. There will be calamities in the cities. The destructions of the time which is before the time of 3/4 seasons, calamities. Many cities that are on top of the mountains shall face destructions and catastrophes. Many places will lose its habitations. There shall be cracks and earthquakes in several mountains. Pitfalls will be filled and the valleys will be filled up with rocks. Those nations relying and trusting on the mountains will lose its hope and trust in the mountains. This will result in losing the merchandise and revenue earned through these mountains. The angels had obtained authority to cause the seas and its ships to tumble, and also to cause many islands and patches of sand to disappear. These angels were commanded to execute their deeds during the period of middle of the 1/4 of time until the beginning of the 1/2 of the time, and again from the end of the 1/2 time until the mid of the 3/4 of the time. Further, their times had been connected with the times of the angels of the winds. When the two join together, there will be great catastrophes in many nations due to the tsunami. The seashore shall be displaced and their boundaries reduced. The unknown living creatures of the deep sea shall move away from the places. Some of the living creatures shall appear to the eyes of men. When these angels execute their deeds over the seas and upon the seashores and on the islands of the seas, there will be destructions to the ships of the seas. Many who live on the ships will disappear. Many who trade on the seas will lose their wealth as well as their lives. Many who depend on the seas for their livelihood shall witness losses. On account of this, their trades will no longer continue to exist. They will lose their hopes. On account of the eruptions and cyclones of the seas, corpses of many people shall float in the waters. And on account of the ships getting affected by the sea creatures will suffer a lot. Apart from this, due to the destructions of the seas, innumerable fishes of the seas shall die and shall be carried to the shores. 1/10 of the fishes shall turn poisonous, and some of them shall kill the humans, and some shall also infect humans with deadly diseases. Further, the destroyers who cause the winds to blow have given authority to destroy at all times and seasons. And behold, the destructive deeds of these angels shall occur each year. In the coming days, the destructions that ensue shall greatly increase from time to time onwards. On account of the deeds of their hands, the plants shall be uprooted and collapsed. Tall buildings of the hands of men and the tall structures which stand as mark of glory of man shall also crumble and fall to the ground. Those who inhabit in it shall lose their habitations. Since these angels have received authority over the winds and over the rains, they will cause the rains to pour and shall cause it to pour as floods upon nations and people. Because of the great waters, human habitations will be mixed up with water. The cities where humans dwell shall stink. There will be gnashing of teeth, where men trade and transact business, and the nation's economy shall collapse. Sicknesses and deadly diseases shall captivate the humans. They will be imprisoned in their own lands, and they will be like the ones having no shelters and like foreign refugees in their own lands. Behold, the destroyers are here to unbound and loosen the beasts, so that the beasts shall overpower the humans, in order to tear them and consume them and plague them with unknown viruses and to overpower them. In the same manner, the mighty destroyers, on account of God's righteousness, shall bring upon the earth such destructions which bring bloodshed. God has determined times and seasons for each of these angels, so that they may execute their respective deeds and actions. When these angels execute their deeds, you shall also widely hear on earth about wild animals tearing down the humans and destroying the humans. Until now, whatever you have heard in the past about destructions, deadly diseases, calamities and catastrophes, these deeds that the destroyers had performed are just a precursor to the great destructions that shall occur in the coming days. The destructions which were executed are kept as signs for men, so that men may know these things. But hereinafter, the deeds which these angels shall perform would be very vigorous and powerful. Who is able to withstand, and who is able to bear? Which nation is worthy to hinder or have the power to contain?
Further he said,
The things that you see and the things that you hear, commit unto the hands of those who assume responsibility for their people, and unto those who lift up their hands and plead. Then, through their tears and through the offerings of the censer, God will relent and shall mitigate the destructions of the living creatures.